Hello to all you guys out there in YouTube land. Yes, it's me, Dion, and the doggy. I mean, doggy. It's Morty. He's me, doggy. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Oh, this is my review of the Asics Novablast. Yeah. Asics say this is their shoe for their neutral runners. Look how messy it is. I've taken it on some miles. Is this the shoe to return Asics back to their place on the podium? It is muddy, it is mucky, but it's holding up well after about 30 miles with me. This is Asics' neutral running shoe. They say it's a lot more bouncy. It's got the, I don't know if you guys can see that, fresh foam blast. So as shoes go, this is a max cushion shoe. Now I've got to say this, I'm going to tell you this in the spirit of transparency. I'm a kind of heavy guy. I'm not a lightweight guy. Lots of runners are lightweight, efficient, breeze through their running cycle. I'm a heavy guy. I am like an average heavy guy, so I am not light. So when people say, what can I get from you, Mr. DR? Well, I'm not a light dude, and shoes react differently to the weight of the person who's in them. So I can give you a perspective from a heavier guy, because I am a heavier guy. So what do I think about this shoe? What's my initial thoughts about this shoe? You know what? I like this shoe. Asics call this a max cushion shoe. So it is one of those shoes like your New Balance 1080s, or for me, the Nike React series with the React foam. That type of shoe. That type of shoe that you go out for a long run. You just ride and enjoy the mileage, enjoy what you're doing. I love the detail. I love from a cosmetic standpoint, even though there's mud on there, and maybe I should do an Ed Bud and clean these up. Maybe I should. Ed, you are awesome. From my perspective, I love the look. Love black trainers, so I love the look. From the toe box, you can see nice and vented, so lots of air can get in there. It's actually quite roomy as well. It's for my foot, I've got a bit of a narrow foot, so it was nice and roomy in that toe box. Lots of room, nice base foundation for me there. So that is lovely. It's lovely and wide, lots of space. As I said, nice and roomy in that toe box. So for me, there's not a lot of cramping up. I don't feel like my foot is squished. Moving in, the lockdown was actually quite nice. You guys see, I got my little runner's loop. So my lockdown keeps me nice and secure. I never worry about my foot moving around. It feels nice and secure on the top of my foot. Not too tight. Don't feel like the laces are digging in. The tongue, Asics, you've done a nice job. It's nice and simple. There's a little loop there to keep it in place as well. So some companies are going to an all-in-one, like a little booty. This is a normal tongue, and it stays nice and in place, doesn't move around, protects me from the laces pushing down, gives me nice lot of comfort. The heel, lots of stuff going on in the heel, but if you see, there's a little detail, little construct, and that's quite firm. If I try and push that, that's quite firm heel counter, and there's actually a lot of rigidity in the back of the heel counter, and for me that helped keep me nice and locked in. So no slippage out the heel, no rubbing from the back, so there's no rubbing from this, even though there's a little bit of a flare, so that's nice. Moving on to the midsole, you've got that fresh foam, lots of detailing. Drop of this is 10 millimeters. So people have asked me, what does the drop mean? Well, the drop means that there's more in the back than there is in the front. So if you're a heel striker and you strike on the back, it protects you. But the key for me is this is sort of standard 10 mil nowadays. That sort of 7, 8 to 10 mil is sort of standard in shoes, standard drop. So for me, I wasn't working too hard for my midfoot strike, but you do have to realize if you're used to more of a lower drop, this might feel a bit for you. But for me, it was great. What I will say about the foam, lots of people have talked about it being softer, being similar to React. Now, I haven't felt that. And maybe, as I said, that's because I'm a heavier guy. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. What I have felt is it feels cushioned. So I do feel protected. I feel this it's comfortable, but with my weight, it feels a bit firmer than, say, running in 1080 or a React foam. React foam for me is very soft, responsive. The 1080 is almost like memory foam. It's so cushioned, you just feel like you're sinking into it. Whereas this feels a bit more firm to me, bit closer to, say, the Rider, the Beacon 2s, New Balance Beacon 2s. So from my perspective, it does feel, I got that cushion. I've gone out on long runs in it and really enjoyed them. I've tried to pick up the pace a little bit, and it's not as responsive as people might think. It's definitely not, I wouldn't call this an all-rounder. I have to tell you guys, I did lose the love for Asics many moons ago. I found Asics were heavy and clunky and just didn't feel like I could move in them. Whereas the Novablast, I think, is definitely a return to form for Asics. It definitely feels like a shoe that I will pick up. It doesn't feel unnatural in my shoe rotation for those longer days. And also, I've used them for those slower days, more relaxed days, and it's felt really good in that regard. So I will say, I've been pleasantly surprised with Asics, and this is for the budget hunters out there. Asics, these have been an offer in loads of different websites. So I've looked away and then I picked these up for a smidgen of the price of some shoes out there. You know, we're talking, I got these, I think these were £70. So when you think about how much shoes are nowadays, you know, you're talking, you know, hundreds in the UK. £70 for this was amazing value. It's made me want to reach for it more and more often. It's such a nice shoe to run in. As I said, I've only done 30 miles in it, but I will put another review when I cover some more mileage. Last but not least, let's talk about the sole. You've got foam. We're covered by a thin layer of rubber. You can see it, very thin layer of rubber across there. Absolutely love it. No sign of wear after 30 miles. Wouldn't expect it, but there's nothing, no sign of rubbing. It literally looks as it did coming out of the box. And as I said, I've taken it through some pretty brutal weather. So I'm really loving this, and I think this will get you a lot of miles. This will definitely ground out the miles. One of the negatives for me is I'm not sure all this detailing, whether or not it makes any difference. I'm liking the foam. I like to run in the foam, but as I said, I'm not sure what, you know, it's very busy. But maybe this is Asics coming in to the 21st century with a shoe. I said I love the aesthetics of the shoe, love the way it looks, like the way it feels. If I was going to give it a grade, I'd give this probably a C+, B-. I like it. I don't love it, but it's a really nice shoe to run in. If you have liked this video, if this has been some of value for you, like, share, subscribe, all the lovely things. Thank you for watching this video. Have a safe journey wherever you're heading.